Hi, so I want to give a quick demonstration of what we went through to do this customer contact reason um, prediction machine. So the first thing we did was we went and found a flow which we wanted to use. The flow we went through is so we have a customer who bought an item and either they didn't get it or it's not as they expected it to be. So we went through and diagrammed our flow. As you see, we kind of have some decision points, move on to different ones, and for the most part, we keep it very high level as to exactly the service. We wanted a quick demonstration and to give us an idea of where we need to take these things. So this is our Visio flow. We start up right here at the beginning, a couple branches here. I don't need to take you through every one of these, but as you can see, we did have a whole flow and a whole structure. Which leads us to ideas as to whether we need to route to an agent, or can we offer self-service? Is there something we can do that maybe will deflect their contact for a certain period of time, or even to fully serve them? Um, Next thing I want to show is a the code here. So this is the code. The first thing I got here is a splash screen. So obviously we're building an application. We want it to look a little more somewhat professional. So we have code for a splash screen. We have the design. So this is what pops up right up front, and then we have some code behind it to say, go ahead and play it. Play it for. We've got some sleep time here, so it will just hold for about 5 seconds. This is all done in milliseconds, and then how to run it. And in our program, our main program here, we come in and we load the splash screen, and then it pops up, and then we load the form behind it. So in the case that the application was taking a while to load, this splash screen will wait until the screen is completely loaded. Now the form is actually really simple and moves really quickly, so we had to put that pause in for 5 seconds to demonstrate it. But moving over to the interface, wow, it's the wrong one. Here's the main design of the form. It's very simple. Again, the desire for this prototype is just to keep it simple and to walk the user through kind of the story of this. So here in the code, we come in and we run strictly off of the button click that we saw on this form to start new prediction. First thing it does is it sets us a variable that says, hey, right now that we don't have a prediction, we want to clear all of the info we previously had, and then we're going to drop right into the buying thing, which relates right back to right here, first thing. And we'll walk through. You can walk through a number of these. Each of these is a different function, so it just kind of bounces through the functions based on your questions. And then it will, if you look in this one, we actually write right here to the text box to tell you, what your answer was. So not only do you get a prediction at the very end of this, but you actually come through and find out what your answers were, and so you can actually track and be like, oh wait, no, I didn't really mean that, and you can track it back. At the very end, you'll see we start in this buying, and this buying one runs through. It kicks off all of the functions, and it will bounce from function to function based on your answers. Once that's all done, it kicks back to this main program, and it runs this prediction process. And we'll scroll down to the prediction process here. Basically, it's just a giant case statement. So anybody that knows anything about case statements, we set this variable called prediction. It's an enum, so we have different values that it gets set to, and based on that, it will write out to that info box to tell us what exactly is the member is contacting about. We did calling in this case, but it doesn't really matter, and then what action we should take. So that's kind of the overview of the code there. I'm going to give you a quick demonstration of how it actually works. So I start the program. There's our splash screen with our team icon on it. For about 5 seconds, we get the thing to pop up. We can start a new one. Everything is driven by these message boxes here. So if I choose yes or no, it will give me the next question. So if I say yes, he's recently bought something, it's recently been opened in the last 60 days, sure. In this case, in open status, yes, it is. Yes, it's in this smear period we just talked about. Okay, so I have all of my answers up here, and we're saying the member is calling to escalate, but is in the smear period. Inform the form of the smear period rules and how and when they can escalate. This will actually save us a contact. This is actually one of our highest contacts in our call center today, and we're actually actively working on this right now. Now it won't be incorporated with the prediction machine, but this is one of the bigger ones, so it's definitely something to put in. But if I start the new prediction, you can see in the background all of this went away. Recently bought, yes. Open last 6 days, we'll say yes. We'll say it is open. We'll say no, it's not in that smear period. Yes, the item did have tracking on it. Oh, we're talking about an open case. Item has tracking. Inform them, hey, just wait till the tracking gets there. Most likely this is a case of somebody saying, hey, I haven't got it yet. Well, just wait. go check your tracking. It's got tracking on it. And we're not going to go through all of these. Let's say it's not in an open status. It's currently closed. It was not closed for inactivity. And yeah, the case is appealable by the buyer. So at any point in time, we can decide that, hey, we're going to close it because of whatever reason. Well, if it's closed in the seller's favor, we're going to allow the buyer to appeal it at least once. So in this case, we're saying, hey, they're calling about a closed case that they wish to appeal. We're going to route the entire call over to the appeals group. There's not much we can do on the phone. As far as maybe a web interaction, we can have them go to a place where they can appeal it and type in some information about why they're appealing. So that's pretty much how this is going to work. This is how the prototype works. Eventually we would move to a bigger place where we're actually using this prediction machine in its own little server, and we'll use an API to integrate with it, or API web service, depends on how you want to refer to it, where we can feed in certain amounts of data to it, usually something like here's the username, and maybe here's an item, those kind of things, and it will spit back out this same type of information, so that both the web interface and the IVR can make the decision.